good morning. Good morning, good night, and good welcome to the Jamie Grace Show. I'm your host, Jamie Grace, and I am so excited that you joined me tonight. You should probably be in bed getting ready for school in the morning or work in the morning or something super exciting like a new CrossFit challenge or something. That actually might be exciting to some of you guys. I watched a video of CrossFit and I got tired, so I don't think that that's my thing. All I know is you are choosing to hang out with me right here, right now, and I could not be more grateful. So thank you. Typical evenings and typical homes begin with a bedtime story, and that is what I'm here for. Okay, tonight's story is actually not a giggly, happy-go-lucky story like a lot of the other episodes of The Jamie Grace Show. Some of you guys saw on Facebook and Instagram pretty recently that my church had a really difficult time when we were robbed on a Saturday night, and no one was there at the church. So fortunately, no one was injured, no one was harmed. But when everyone got there for service on Sunday morning, the window had been removed, and pretty much all of the sound equipment, all of the instruments, everything had been taken away and taken out of the building. Even one of the television for the children's room had been taken out, and it was just it was just brutal, and it was frustrating, and it was overwhelming. A lot of you guys know I just recently moved to Los Angeles with my family to seek better healthcare for our mom, but my parents are pastors back in Stone Mountain, Georgia, where I travel back to at least once a month to still serve, and my parents travel back and forth when they can to still serve at the home church. And it was just really hard. It's hard enough as it is, but then to find out that we weren't even there to be with our church family as they're going through this. And so people are FaceTiming my parents, and the time difference is drastic to California and Georgia. So it was 6 or 7 o'clock in the morning, and my parents are FaceTiming with members from the church trying to see, okay, well, what was taken? How can we recover? Okay, we need to call the news media. Okay, well, is everyone safe? Is everybody okay? Do you guys need anything? What are we supposed to do? And it was just this really frustrating, overwhelming. Our parents sent us the text, to wake us up and let us know. And it was just overwhelming and confusing and annoying, and just one of those times where you just kind of feel you just get punched in the gut. Okay, I got punched in the gut, now what? And so over the next few days, we started trying to recover and all this stuff. And you guys, you will not believe this. The next Saturday night, it happened again. 2 Saturday nights in a row, and they came back, and I guess they wanted to finish what they started, and they got all the rest of the stuff and all the rest of, the sound equipment and the instruments, stuff that's used for kids ministry and reaching out to the community and showing kids in the community how to, make positive music and stuff that we really used to love on our friends and family in the community. And it was all taken away from us, just completely taken. So my parents went back to Georgia to serve back at home and be with everyone and help with some of the news media stuff. We're so grateful for all the news media people that helped, and we got a GoFundMe started, and people were so gracious and were able to help us out with, that and monetary donations. People were praying. You guys were praying and sending so many encouraging words and things. People donated some instruments and donated equipment. And it's just been this crazy, overwhelming thing that has been this, I think I said the word overwhelming 97 times, maybe 96, but it's just been this insane, fluctuation of emotions, going from angry to confused to bitter to hopeful, and just back and forth and up and down, and just trying to navigate through all of it. And honestly, I think all of it is summed up in these 3 words that are oftentimes put together. And those 3 words are, "It is well." You guys, it was crazy. A few months ago, I started planning my March trip to Atlanta, Georgia. So I go back to Atlanta once a month to teach for the young adult ministry. And so earlier this year, I flew back and I kind of timed it so I could take the high schoolers to Winter Jam. And then March was okay, we're going to have our college and career ministry. It's going to be so great. What am I going to talk about? How can I encourage people? It is well. So I have been planning this since February, that we were gonna talk about it as well and how to say it as well when life gets hard. How to say that we're gonna be okay when life gets hard. And I'm like, look at me, I'm gonna inspire people. Like, I've already been through crazy stuff in life. I've been through everything that I could possibly go through. Like, I'm good. Everything in my life is wonderful and well, right? And so we're leading up to the date where I have to fly back to Atlanta. And then that's when I find out that the church was robbed. And it was absolutely like mind jolting to share the message, it is well, at my church with no microphones, no speaker system, like no place for me to plug up my guitar. My friend that was helping me lead worship, she had to bring her piano from home because they took my piano from the church. She had to bring her amplifier because they took all of our speakers from the church. And we're sitting there like without, and I know that no amplification and stuff, like I know that I'm very blessed. I'm not saying like, oh, the world was over, but it was a big deal. And I'm standing there like leading worship and like speaking and trying to encourage people with all this stuff. And I can tell you guys that is one of the first times in my life where it really shook me and really woke me up. And I really understood what it meant to say it is well. Here's what I've learned about the phrase, it is well. Okay, so a lot of times we say it is well and then we put the word but after it. But what I've recently learned is that the word but comes right before it. So instead of saying it is well, but my church got robbed 2 weeks in a row, I'm now saying my church got robbed 2 weeks in a row, but it is well. Because here's the thing, you guys, life is not perfect. Life is never gonna be perfect. And a lot of times it's probably not gonna be that easy. I mean, not even the game of life board game is easy. How in the world are you supposed to get all those pegs in that little car and then spin that little spinny thing? Has anybody ever spun the little spinny thing in the game of life and then it just spun across the room? Nope, just me. Okay, cool. Not a big deal. Life's not easy. If the board game isn't easy, then what makes you think real life is going to be easy? Nothing has ever told us that it's going to be easy, but it is well. My church got robbed twice, but it is well. I've chosen to forgive those people. I learned that from my church firsthand. Seeing my church family on the news from miles and miles away, seeing my church family say, we forgive you. My church got robbed, but it is well. Life is hard, but it is well. School may be hard, but it is well. Your job may be frustrating, but it is well. Sometimes life feels like it is, I was trying to think of a professional boxer's name. I don't know any. Sometimes life feels like it's a professional boxer and we are a boxing bag in the middle of an MMA gym just getting tossed around and swung around and it's just like pa, but it is well. It is well with my soul, even when life is hard, even when life is scary, even when life is insane. It is well. Doesn't mean that it's perfect, doesn't mean that it's easy. It just means that somehow in the craziness of life, we can put our trust in something greater than who we are. And we can learn how to have peace and joy and rest in the midst of all the craziness. We have a fun show for you guys tonight. I don't know why I say we. I ain't got no friends. It's just me. But I got a fun show for you tonight. Got some sketches and some music and some other stuff. And I hope that you are just as excited about it as I am. So go get yourself a snack, go get yourself a onesie, and come right back because this is The Jamie Grace Show.
Hi, I'm Vihan. Kitsy.
Johan.
We are from Bangalore, India, and you're watching
The Jamie Grace Show!
My name is Caitlin Chamber. I'm from New York, and you're watching The Jamie Grace Show.
This is Cora from Colorado. You are watching The Jamie Grace Show.
Hi, I'm Micah.
Camilla. And I'm Mariah.
And we're from Lincoln, California. And you're watching The Jamie Grace Show.
This is The Jamie Grace Show. So in case you don't know, I travel for a living. There is like a piece of lint in the air. 4 to 5 days out of the week, I'm typically not at home. I typically am traveling all of the time. There is one constant thing no matter where I go that is always with me, and it is this, guys. So I figured I would do a fun, hopefully it's fun, kind of what's in my bag kind of a thing, because a lot of you guys ask about some of the things I'll post on Twitter and Snap and Insta stories and stuff. So I was like, okay, cool, I'll just show you guys all of the stuff that's in my bag. So first of all, I'm definitely due for a new bag. I did recently get one, but all my stuff is actually still in this guy. I love this bag so much, but like, The drawstring doesn't really work, and it doesn't clean very well. So just being on the road for the last 3 years, I've been on the road for 10 years, but this being on the road for the last 3 years, it's definitely taken a hit. We'll start with the front compartment. Attached to it is this amazing hand sanitizer. I literally love it so much that I have it also in the studio just sitting here. It's made by, I think it's Blvd. I don't know how to read. This hand sanitizer is so good. Literally, like, it's almost running out, but every time I'm on the road, no matter where we're going, whether it's to the studio or like a 4-day trip, you can always find someone from my team like sneaking up on my book bag and being like, it's an all natural hand sanitizer, so it doesn't leave your hands feeling icky and gross and just really sticky and weird. Also the smell, oh, I can smell it from just having sprayed it. It's so good, it just smells like clean. Just imagine what clean smells like. Not cleanser, but just clean, not as this. Then, okay, inside I usually have more, but this is pretty lame. This is all I have. It's a hairpin. I try to keep tons of like hairpins and hair ties and rubber bands in there because when I'm on the road, oftentimes I'm just like, ugh. I get so tired of my hair being in my face, and also like this braid. I'm making a bunch of different videos today, so this braid hopefully stays, but I'm constantly just like, oh, come on. Speaking of my hair being crazy, I don't always feel like doing it, so I usually keep a hat of any type just kind of attached to my book bag. My sister and I grew up wearing hats, and we both still love to wear hats. I don't typically wear them because I usually have my hair braided on the side, so I just don't wear a lot of hats because I don't love that style all of the time, but you've probably seen me wearing a lot more hats lately, and it's just how I was raised, just wearing cowgirl hats and bolo ties and cowboy boots, and so it's just a part of me. Okay, let's just go in here. This is not usually my bag. I literally just put it in there because I thought it was funny. It really wasn't that funny. These are my sunglasses. No, these are not my sunglasses. Little known fact about me, I wear glasses. You can see my ring light now in the glasses. My prescription is not that strong, but this eye is nearsighted and this one's farsighted, or maybe it's the other way around. And I also have astigmatism in both my eyes, and I can't see over here. So it's not that bad. Oh, this is my medicine. There's no reason for me to share that with the world, but I'm basically allergic to everything. And then I also try to keep like over-the-counter stuff too for like stomach stuff and headaches, because when you're on tour, you just never know who's gonna get what. I keep allergy meds in here. Like if somebody coughs, I'm like, here's an airborne. I also have an EpiPen because, like I said, I'm allergic to everything. These are my headphones. They're made by Cord Cruncher, and I love these so much because when they're in your book bag, you can, or your purse, whatever, you just do them like that and they will not get tangled in your bag. So I love these headphones so much. They are my favorite, and that's the end of my story about them. Then we've got, ooh, yes, 1964 ears. They are the best in-ears ever. Mine are pink sparkly. Can you see that you can't really see. I want you to see, but I don't think this is gonna be a thing. Nope. I also have these from 1964, which have my autograph on them. You can't see it, but they're really cool. I love these in-ears so much. If you don't know what in-ears are, they literally fit to the mold of your ear, and you plug them into an in-ear monitor pack thingamabob, and it controls like how much of the band that you hear. If you want a whole lot of drums and a little bit of keyboard, a lot of voice, but a little bit of bass, whatever you may want, you can kind of change that to be custom to your own liking, and it helps you perform not badly. Oh, I forgot I need to refocus this. There we go. Hey girl. I've got, oh, I always keep a bottle of water. Actually, sometimes I have like 7 bottles of water. And when we go like play at live shows, we get to like tell them the things we like to drink, the things we like to eat. And people are so sweet. They'll like get us the stuff and I'm like, thank you so much. And then at the end of the night, if I don't finish it, I'm like, it gets hungry on the bus, y'all. You need snacks. I always keep, you can't even see them. I always keep makeup wipes with me because when I'm doing my makeup, sometimes I ruin it. Like actually I think there's makeup on this shirt. You can't really tell because of the lighting. I probably could have gotten away with it. It's ridiculous. And then, yeah, speaking of makeup, I keep all my makeup in here. I have more makeup at home, but I don't really wear a ton of makeup. And when I do wear a ton of makeup, like on stage, because I don't, want it to go away and I like to wear makeup and it's fun. But when I do wear a ton of makeup, it's not often. It'll be like 3 or 4 times a week. So like on a normal day, I keep it pretty basic. So I don't really have a ton of stuff to really keep up with that. This is my mouthpiece. There's a video that I have called, I don't know, the mouthpiece that stopped my Tourette or something like that. I wear this when I'm not working. So when I'm not making YouTube videos or when I'm not singing or also when I'm eating, I don't wear this. But yeah, it really just helps with, well, it's complicated, but it's amazing. Thank you, Dr. Shims, you're the best. So just click on that video to watch about that. My favorite. I don't chew gum, and if I do chew gum, I can chew it for like 15 seconds, and then I'm like, I can't handle the gooey. Nope. No. So Tic Tacs are my best friend. What's, oh, this shouldn't be in here like this. This is my external hard drive. It should definitely be like wrapped in a case. Let me put that further back by itself. That was bad. This is, oh yes. This is this book that I like, here's a guitar pick, always have those. Those are everywhere, like jean pockets and purses, like the guitar picks are everywhere in my life. This book, you guys, I've been reading it for 3 years. I'll just read random pockets of it at random times in my life. It's called The Imitation of Christ, and it is just, it's a great morning read or evening read. I love this book a whole lot. One of my favorite quotes that I learned from Pastor Bobby, he tours with New Songs, so he's like on Winter Jam and stuff, is don't become devoted to a devotional. So it's such a cool quote. So I do love to read this book, but I like have the Bible app on my phone that I read as my like first and foremost devotional and just connection to my faith and what's most important to me. Up next, I grabbed them both. Yep, 2 inhalers because I have asthma and I'm a singer and I have to take care of this. Did y'all just hear my stomach growl? I haven't eaten today. Ooh, lotion. I love lotion so much. That was a gift from an amazing event. They gave me that magic lotion. Oh, these are my sunglasses. They should definitely be in a sunglasses case, but they're not. These are prescription and they're gross. Ew, dude, oh my gosh, do y'all even bathe? What's this? Oh, it's just a lipstick that escaped. What color is this? Oh, I love this lipstick. It's like, this lipstick is seconds away from being broken. I can feel it falling over. But it's called Gold Pearl Plum. I love plum colored lip makeup. This is a Sharpie. I don't want to sound like arrogant or anything, but I keep a Sharpie in my book bag. But it's when I'm on tour because, you know, you never know. You might be headed to a meet and greet and meet awesome people. I just want to be ready in case you guys are really sweet. And there is some, oh, that's a guitar pick. That's not that fascinating. I have a piece of hair attached to it. That's gross. That's it. That's all that's in my bag. I also usually have my laptop and my camera in my bag, but I just feel like it didn't really make sense to show that. Can we just talk about how much stuff is normally in my book bag? That's a lot of stuff. Okay, I wanna know, comment down below, what is something that's in your book bag that you have to have with you all the time? Or is there anything from my enormous pile that you were like, yes, I have that too? I'd love to know, leave it in the comments below. Awesome!
I'm Emily, I'm from Appleton, Wisconsin, and you're watching The Jamie Grace Show.
I like this guy, but he is a really bad kid, and my dad doesn't like him. What do? I don't want to cut him off, but I don't want to disappoint my parents. Faith, 13.
Girl, you answered your own question. Okay, actually, maybe you didn't. Let's see if you answered your own question. Here are the steps to knowing if you answered your own question. So your question is, you like this guy, but he might be a little bit cray, and your daddy don't like him. Okay, here's the thing. Do you like your dad? And not only do you like your dad, but when you look at the kind of relationship that you would like to have one day, do you see your mom and dad in that at all? When you see the kind of man that you would like to be with one day, do you see your dad in that at all? Is your dad kind? Is he loving? Is he a great human? Is he the kind of guy that you think sets a great example for how a woman should be treated? Okay, so if you answered yes to those questions, then you did answer your own question, the original one. This just got really weird and confusing. The moral of the story is if you got a good dad and he doesn't like the boy, then the boy's not a good idea. That's just the moral of the story. Now, if your dad's a little bit cray-cray and your dad doesn't like the guy, then maybe he's the best guy in the world. But honestly, it sounds like it's not that. Now, I'm not saying that this guy is awful and he should be put, you know, in the corner and be like, you're lame. I don't know what I was saying. I'm not saying that that's what should happen, but I am saying that it probably is not the guy that you need to be entering a dating relationship with. Like, that's probably not a good idea. And I also think that it will be a good idea to sit down with your dad and talk to him about guys. What? Honestly, I think this is such a good idea. I'm 25 and I still do that. Maybe that's why I'm single. No, I'm just kidding. It's not why I'm single, because I know for a fact that I'm single because I'm waiting on a man that can kind of, sorta-ish, maybe a little bit, be half as cool as my dad is. Now, I've met some cool guys, but I've yet to meet the guy that meets up to the standard of the man that I've seen my father be to my mother. So I would encourage that you sit down with your dad, and not like in a weird, interviewee, intimidating way, but sit down with your dad and be like, hey, Dad, so you know that guy at school, so-and-so? Like, well, what do you think about him? And just get your dad's opinion. Ask him. Like, I think a lot of times when parents give us their opinions about, like, friends or, like, the people that we have a crush on or, like, the movies that we watch, I think a lot of times it's in an awkward situation. Like, I love my parents, but, like, a lot of times their opinions are, like, they're offering their opinions. Like, they're just kind of like, well, I don't like that this happened, or I don't like that that went down. And I'm glad that they're open and honest, but I've noticed that a lot of times it's a lot easier for me to accept and receive what they're saying when I'm going to them and I'm saying, can you explain this to me? And it helps to build your relationship with your parents when you're open and honest, and you guys can have that dialogue and have a conversation about your life and what you're interested in. And then maybe you could even ask your dad, so Dad, what kind of guy do you think that you see me marrying one day? You know, ask your dad those questions. Me and my dad talk about that kind of stuff all the time, and it's so awkward and goofy and funny, and it's just great. It's so much fun. I think one day he called me on the phone and he mentioned somebody, and he was like, I wouldn't be mad if he was my son-in-law. And I was like, Dad, that's so awkward, but it was like weird and hilarious. And I'm so glad that I have that open dialogue with my dad. And for you girls out there, like, I encourage you to have that open dialogue with your dad, your grandfather, your uncle, your big brother, you know, your youth pastor in like a non-weird way, maybe like your youth pastor and his wife, just to have that open dialogue, that conversation, just so that you can hear from their perspective of what it means to be valued and cherished and treated well. But that's a whole nother segment. All I know is, got a good dad, boy's a little bit bad, he's not the one for you. Oh, that could have been a good rhyme if I hadn't messed it up. Welcome to One of a Kind, where once a week I share something with you that is truly one of a kind. And this week is a 100% shameless plug. You guys know that I have a big sister. Her name is Morgan Harper Nichols, and she is I just said Morgan Harper. Morgan Harper Nichols is my big sister, and she's super awesome and super fantastic. And she and I have a podcast called Get It Together. She and I have a podcast. Morgan Harper Nichols, my sister, and I, we have a podcast. There's something in my this is taking forever.
My leg is itching.
Morgan Harper Nichols and I have a podcast called On the Plate Again. On the Plate Again is a half-hour podcast that you can listen to on your way to work or on your way to school, just as you're chilling in the car. It is all about life and love and life and music and food. Literally what's on our plate that week. Literally and figuratively that made no sense. The podcast is centered around what is on the plate for myself and for Morgan that week. So we talk about what's on our plate, what's on our plate, on our minds, what's on the plate, on our minds, and in our hearts. We wanted to make sure that we love making On the Plate Again, the podcast. We love making our podcast. This past week, we talked all about going viral and being fake famous. The week before that, we talked about social media according to us. We've talked about LA versus Atlanta, or West Coast versus East Coast. So many different random things that we think are interesting for people our age. We went through the top 50 or 100, so I'm guessing all of the 90s TV shows. So Hey Arnold, and I can't think of anything else right now. Bear in the Big Blue House, Arthur, Big Comfy Couch. We went through all those shows and just gave our opinion, and I'm a very opinionated and loud and passionate person. So it was pretty fun. So if you're in college or in your 20s or 30s and you're listening, blah, blah, blah. So if you're in college or your 20s or 30s and you're looking for something to listen to, then On the Plate Again is just for you. If you are a little bit older than that, you can listen as well. If you're a little bit younger, you may not connect to all of this stuff. So I would suggest checking out the Jamie Gray Show, which you may have heard of once or twice before. I was not picking my nose. I was scratching it. I want to clarify that. The makeup okay. Anyways, that is my one of a kind for this week. It is On the Plate Again, a shameless plug of a podcast that I'm really passionate about. And I hope that you guys will check it out and listen to it. And I hope that you enjoy it. I mean, 12 people gave us 5 stars on iTunes. So I think we're kind of famous. When peace like a river attended my way, when sorrows like sea billows roll, whatever my life thou hast taught me to say, that it is well, it is well with my soul. See, it is well with my soul. Oh, it is well, it is well with my soul. It is well, it is well with my soul. Thank you guys so much for watching this week's episode of The Jamie Gray Show. Don't forget, every Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern, you can see a new episode right here at youtube.com/jgracepro. If you really liked it, you can leave a thumbs up or you can comment down below, either or both. And if you didn't like it, just don't worry about it. The thumbs up button is broken, so it's not a big deal. Don't even try because it's broken. Click here to subscribe and click here to watch another video, or I think it's click here to subscribe and click here to watch another video. I actually am not positive. I love you guys so much, and I will see you guys soon. Miss you already. Bye.